So, there's a reason why I hate snow. Snow means work for me. And what I say to the people around me is that you have to be able to look after yourself and be self-sufficient. So, today we canceled the real estate tour. I want to make sure everyone's safe, so that's what we did today. Made sure everyone's safe, kept everyone at home. We had some home inspections to do, so we got that done as well. I just done my Instagram live, so if you guys are not on Instagram, connect with me on Instagram. I was there talking about, what was I talking about? Multi-families. I spoke about an attorney that ran away with my client's money. I talked about when an attorney actually ran away with my money in my 20s. I spoke about mindsets in regards to just being awake. So I'm not going to go through that on the Facebook today, but you could check out my Instagram live. This year, new rules. I want to know everybody that's connecting. So Wade, great to meet you. What I want to know is that how we can help each other. So I got some new rules this year where I want to help as many people as possible. I've understood that I've got more real estate agents on my page than my own clients, which is cool. It's just that I figured out now that my real estate agents, they're my customer. So because they're my customers, I got to basically have a conversation with you how to pitch on-market or off-market opportunities. If you want to talk about deal structure, what I want to do with real estate agents is turn you into my clients, whereby what I mean by that, agents are giving away deals. Wholesalers are giving away deals. When I see you post these checks of 2 and 3 and 5 grand and 8 grand, that means that someone earned 30% off you. And you're giving away your deals not because you have to, it's just really that you don't know that you can collaborate. I know what you're going through, you understand? Because when I came to New Jersey, it was horrible dealing with real estate agents. It was a horrible experience. And it's even difficult even right now sometimes. So what I've been doing is saying to guys that, you know what? I want to create the toll booth from the seller to the investor. And my investors have changed because what I'm doing, I'm growing my investors. I'm nurturing them. So I'm calling them my retail investors, that my first-time buyers, they've now become my investors, capital partners. Wholesalers, what I'm doing is teaching them stop leaving money on the table. So let me help you collaborate where you know I got the retail people. Can you really afford not to take an offer from Darrell Bailey? Because my offers are always over list price. We're buying on terms, not price. So this is where we break comps. We're not one of those guys that are asking you for 30 cents on the dollar. We're looking for cash flow. And as long as the numbers make sense on a performer, and we know that, okay, we can cash flow to a certain amount, which a lot of multi-families in Essex and New Jersey, they do, we're open to conversation. And then also with the wholesalers is that, okay, fair enough, you don't want to do the rehab, but you could earn your wholesale fee. I can help you to earn a bigger spread on your wholesale fee and get a part of the project on the back end. So that means that you're doing less and you're earning more, okay? So that's something that I'm working with wholesalers to do, that they get more. Wholesalers are one of the best acquisition professionals in the industry. They just undersell themselves. And what they don't realize is that the ability to go and put a property under contract virtually and all the minutiae that goes on with, that's a skill set that you're undervalued. Where, why would you give away a property for 5 grand and 6 grand and 7 grand? Why don't you just study a bit more, work with people that will help you to maximize that? Okay? So that's what I'm working on now, turning real estate agents into investors, off-market opportunities, wholesaling, because the truth is that if you're a professional, you should be doing all of the above. You need to see yourself as investors. So that's number one. Number two, we're talking about the fact that 40% of my calls are from people telling me they want to deal 30 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar, minus repairs. Now, I'm not sure how to respond to that because it's not their fault that they don't know. And some of them do know, but they're still in a cloud because, yes, we do have those deals, my friend. Those deals do happen, but they're not going to go to you. We don't know who you are. We don't know if you could perform. And I spent a whole year doing investor tours. And let me tell you, the investor tours were painful because a lot of these guys were rehabbers. A lot of these guys do have a portfolio. And let me tell you something, the investor guys weren't performing. Like I was saying, how do you look at an investment and you don't even know what the ARV is? Oh, well, Darrell, back in the day, I used to pick these up for 80 grand. They're not 80 grand no more, my friend. They're 180. And the ARV on it is 510. Are you telling me you can't make the margin off this? And that's the kind of scenarios why I stopped dealing with certain investors, because a guy thinks or a guy or a lady thinks they're an investor because they got a proof of funding, a term sheet from a hard money lender, and then they start talking to you as if like you're supposed to feed them. And it doesn't work like that. It's about relationships. This is why a lot of them are starving at the moment. And a lot of the rehabbers are starving right now because I told them during COVID, build out your pipeline. You remember I was running around during the whole lockdown and stuff? Build out your pipeline so when it freezes up like this, you got at least 6 projects that you could work on during this time. And guess what? All of those guys that took my advice, their prices have gone up around about 15 to 20% since this time last year. So they've made money. Deals that wasn't really worth it. It was an okay deal. Now it's a fabulous deal. Now they're finishing up. It's a great deal right now. Just because you got to understand the cycle of what's happening. Now, if we do have another shutdown again, prices are going to jump again. And what people don't realize is that there's a lot of liquidity out there. There's a lot of guys, if you've been doing stocks and shares and you're not up by 20, 25%, you must be sleeping, my friend. And those guys who are doing stocks and shares and stuff, guess what they want to do right now? They want to get involved with real estate. So that's a new whole investor that coming in. I got guys telling me that they want to buy. They don't even want to rent out the house. They just want to stick get that property, hold it for like 3 years. They see the appreciation. That's it. So you got a whole different type of a competition that's coming into the market. Then you got the guys with the low down payments that they're there. They got their grant systems. They're willing to pay 60, 80,000 over the asking price. So the investor has an uphill struggle if he does not have relationships right now. So this is where I'm explaining to investors that it has to be a different mindset. You have to learn how to market yourself in the right way. And it's not saying just giving information, because I see you guys, a lot of you doing podcasts and you're doing all this kind of stuff, but you're distracted. And I talked about on another video the other day, I called this investor down to see one of my listings. And I'm saying to you, I got 20 listings right now. And if you can't pick through the listings and see which one's a deal, then you're sleeping right now. Why would I talk to you about off-market opportunities? So what it is that I watch every single transaction that I have, what agent is going for my listing, which buyers are going for my listings. And I'm thinking to myself, if you can't perform on a normal MLS listing, how am I going to talk to you about an off-market opportunity? What it means is that you're not one of these people that are driven by numbers. You're not driven by your spreadsheet. You think that because it's on the MLS, there's no deal to be found. And that's not necessarily the truth. And what it is, you got to bear in mind that we get phone calls from people with crazy scenarios. You got to set yourself differently. I remember 2 weeks ago, an investor, he saw me on this live thing. He found me, came onto my tour. And I like the way he interacted with me. Because he came on the tour and he just said, Darrell, let me be frank, I'm not here for the tour. I've been trying to get hold of you. I'm an IT guy. I got 150 grand to invest. And he just laid it out to me to say, listen, man, I'm not going to beat you up with the home inspection. I just want to get the numbers right. And the way he talked to me, I was like, that's my kind of client. Because he wants to do 4 and 5 transactions. He's coachable, but he understands what's happening right now. It's all about the numbers for him right now. So what I'm saying to you, I'm interested in guys that can close and they want to get from A to B. And I stopped doing the investor tours because the investors were turning up with like Starbucks Cafe. They were doing like videos on me and like selfies, and that doesn't feed my kids, guys. I'm not interested in none of that stuff. I want to know that you can close. Or I don't want to go into the house because it's a crack den. Then you don't want high return. This is what it is. It's a drug den. Mind the needle. Step over this. Yeah. So this is what I do. I'm hands-on, and this is what we're doing. We're out in the streets doing real things. But what it is about empowering yourself and learning. So when we're on the tour, you realize that there's rehabbers on the tour. We had a hedge fund guy on the tour the other day. We had a syndicate guy on the tour. We had contractors on the tour, different people. So it's not about the tour, it's about the collaboration of the people. You saw that the other day, a guy came and he just brought me a check. And he said, Darrell, I already bought a property from you. I just trust you. I know you'll make this money work. And I was like, yeah, I need to build this fund now. It's time to get this money up and build this fund because I could do more and help. Do more and help more people by being able to fund different transactions. So this is where I am at the moment. The business is forcing you to grow. And while you're growing, you got to learn that for me to grow, I have to basically make sure I'm doing the work, the education. I've got to make sure I'm growing. I've got to make sure I know the numbers. I've got to make sure I know the relationships. So it's forcing me to grow as well, which is a humbling experience. I don't mind being out of my comfort zone. I actually perform better out of my comfort zone. I'm not afraid to tell you when I don't know something, and I want to leave the room knowing something. So you make sure you have the time to kind of go for it with me. I'm a visual type of guy. I like to see numbers, spreadsheets. If you talk to me and there's no number kind of attached to it, I get annoyed and aggravated. I like to see numbers. I don't want people just talking. How do we measure this? How do we repeat this? How do we build on this? Okay. So this is where we are right now. So what we got on the line today? So we got Wade, nice to meet you. AJ Santana, I know we've been connecting for a while, but let us know what you do and let's see how we can help each other. Mr. Sion Bailey. I'm not going to embarrass you now. So that's my younger brother, my little brother. He's not little no more. He's taller than me, married. And how old are you now? 30, how old am I? 33. Yeah, proud of you, doing stuff, aviation, engineering, all that kind of stuff. Proud of him and his wife. I'm proud of his wife, a doctor by the age of 25. I love that. Bought their multi-family, while they were at school, made equity. Yeah, the two of them are like some DIY guys that they were just going to Home Depot and just rehab a home. So I love the fact that he's learned how to do these things. He's more hands-on than me. Chris, I know I got to come back to you regarding the Montclair deal. This week, I got beaten to pieces, man, on 2 deals that was just crazy. Doing the walkthrough with my client and discovering that the rehabber illegally connected all the utilities on my way to closing. And I'm like, I just don't need that. Then I'm supposed to close on another deal on Friday. Very confident that there's no oil tank. Did the sweep. Lender says, do the sweep there again, just before closing. I was like, cool, no problem. I did mine. Guess what we found? Oil tank. So just was having a manic week, but I enjoy it. It's just life. You get through it. Keeps it interesting. So I'll get that stuff over to you. I'm looking forward to working with yourself and stuff. And I like the numbers and stuff. And I really just got to kind of get this stuff worked out. Mr. Skip Tracer, not sure who you are, but say hello and stuff. I do need some more skip tracing tools. What I find is that every time I'm using these skip tracers, I know that your information can't be always accurate, but at least give me 50% or 60% success rate. Like, I hate buying data and it's just kind of crazy numbers and stuff. Mr. Brandon Young, Mr. Social Media. If you don't know Brandon Young, connect with him on social media. I think he's got maybe 13 or 14,000 followers. One of my clients, 23, just bought his 3-family. And the thing about it is that when he came to me, I didn't know who he was. I didn't care. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. I don't care. But imagine if I would have got his deal wrong. And I got him a brand new renovated 3-family because he wants the house hack. And this thing of this 1, 2, 3 and done stuff is rubbish. You just keep on buying to the day you die, my friend. There's no 1, 2, 3 and done. You just keep on buying until you're done. That's really what it should be. So he went through some stuff with me. And every time I get to catch him on the line, I remind him of the Belleville property where I said, Brandon, this is the one for you at 450. It's being renovated at the moment. I sell off-market opportunities. He said, I'll go away and think about it. Got listed a week later for 550 and sold under contract. Okay, so Darrell knows what he's talking about. What I'm going to start doing now is, and that's what I'm doing now, is stop giving away my deals. I'll just take them down myself. But he's still got a nice three-family fully renovated and stuff. Looking forward to you doing the basement, Brandon. Think about the ROI on that basement. Whatever it costs, 30, 40,000, 1,400 a month. Look at that ROI, okay? So we already lined up the business credit, the LLC, done some Bradsheet, worked that up, open up a store account and stuff. So we're working on that so you can raise the capital for the next property. So that's the kind of stuff you guys learn when you're on the tour. And sometimes I get guest speakers to speak to you guys that have done stuff like this or bigger stuff and let you collaborate with them directly. James, how you doing? Darrell Bailey, I don't think we've met before, but let's try and know each other this year. I got a new rule. No spectators. I want to know everybody that's on my social media. Because COVID has taught me that I need to be more relationship orientated. You know, my business partner died this year of COVID, and I was so upset because the day he went into hospital, I was so busy. I went there to pick up some paperwork, and he just said, we'll speak later on. And I couldn't get hold of him, and I was like, this is crazy because we're going to be doing a closing soon, and everything's stacked up. Couldn't get hold of him for 3 days, and I'm like, this is crazy. Called his wife. Wife said to me he's still in hospital. I said, nah, that's crazy. What are you talking about? He's in hospital. He's fine. And in a nutshell, this thing with this COVID stuff, what hurts me the most, because I've had over a dozen people die recently, it's the lack of information that bothers me the most about COVID when you go into hospital. So once they put you on that machine, my friend, they wouldn't let us go to the hospital, which I understand, you know, they're on the ward where, wherever the ward is, and they're worried about infecting you and stuff, but no information. So what I called them now is like, listen, I'm coming to the hospital, and whoever runs the ward, whoever runs the hospital, that's who I'm coming to see right now. And to see my business partner hooked up in those machines where, you know, anyone that knows me, I hate hospitals. I don't go to hospitals. I don't go to funerals. I don't like that stuff. But when I saw I had to put on the gowns and the mask, and I had to go in there and just really just pray, because I can't lose my friend. And then when I saw him, I said to myself, what have they done to you? The amount of medication that they gave him was crazy. The steroids and all kind of stuff, that it wasn't the COVID that killed him. It was the drugs and all this stuff that they give you. It was crazy. So we left the day where they were like, okay, his vitals are normal and stuff. And then as soon as we start asking to speak to a second opinion and doctor, they're calling us and telling us, we should come and say our goodbyes. I'm like, what? They need the machine. They need to take him off the machine because whatever, they may need more machines or whatever their excuse was. It was just, I was there when they called his wife, and even when they called the wife, they were playing games. I had to grab the phone from her and say, what are you saying? What are you doing? And went to the hospital and saw my friend. And my biggest regret is I should have just slowed down. And yeah. So this is why I'm different now, whereby different. Because I realize time is precious. And he's a friend that, you know what, I enjoy just sharing with him the stuff I want to do in the kingdom. And we had similar ideologies of what we want to do to help people. And it was someone that I met doing real estate and talking to him in a way where I'm saying to him, this the stuff I'm doing. And just really having a safe space as an older person, a safe space to talk to, because he was a lot older than me, just to speak as a safe place, but someone that I really respected in a big way. And it's someone that where anything I was doing, I had 200% like support, or 200% he had my back completely. Yeah, he was a praying man. And like we used to go to his house and pray. And he was a manly man. Like he wasn't one of those like, you know, we got these little girls in church that are men, but they act like girls. Not like that. And that's the kind of problem that I have sometimes when I'm going into these churches. It's crazy right now. So because of that, I'm changed. I don't really care how people feel about it. I've changed. I value every time, every second God gives me. Anyone that isn't with me, I haven't got the time to get into any debates with you right now. And I'm focusing about anything that isn't positive or helping people, or if you're not operating from a space of abundance, then I just haven't got the time for it right now. That's what COVID has taught me, to love people, help people. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. That's what COVID's taught me. So that's really where I'm at the moment. So we got, that Belleville deal is going to haunt you for the rest of your life, Brendan. That's right. When you become a millionaire, I'll come up on the stage when you're doing your guest speaking and just remind everybody. Yeah, don't worry about it. It was a life lesson. Okay, so Marilyn, nice to meet you. Let's say hello. We just want to know who you are and stuff. We're just collaborating, sharing ideas. Nothing deep. We're just out here, just trying to get things done. This is how I speak to my clients and stuff. I called my customers this morning and told them to get up and start shoveling snow. Not because you're a landlord, you should just sit back and you only got a couple properties. Or you get to the stage of 20 houses or 20 doors and stuff, then you can start talking about, I'll get somebody to do this and that. You got to keep yourself hungry. Keep yourself hungry, you understand? Keep yourself balanced in the ground. Don't think that you're above anything. Okay, so this is also good for my cardio workout as well. So that's where we're at the moment. So I'm kind of cold. I've been out here for a while. I just done an Instagram video. If you guys want to watch that, I talked about being on a clubhouse yesterday. And at first, I really didn't understand what this clubhouse thing was all about. Really didn't understand what it was all about. But I find that it's a fantastic collaboration tool. And whatever you think you're doing, there's people out there that are doing it better than you. So I like the factor to see ideas and see how people are doing things. And I was speaking on my IG about a wholesaler that was trying to wholesale a property to an FHA buyer. And I was there screaming on the line to say, please don't do what I think you're going to do. And I did the video because I know that I did the video on the IG because I know that he'll see the video. And what he was explaining as a wholesaler is that he wants to wholesale the property to a FHA buyer and make a 60,000 spread. And there's a number of issues there when you're doing that. So he explained to me his business partner and his attorney reassured him and the lender. And I'm saying even if they do get it through and close, that's going to come back and bite you one day, my friend. So those are the things that you want to learn before you kind of jump up and say you're going to start wholesaling and doing things. Get the education. Partner with someone that's doing that stuff. Don't take unnecessary risks as well. It's not worth it. It'll come back and bite you. So the solution to that is really that your buyer needs to have a conventional mortgage. So a lot of people don't know how to do that, where you got LLC buyouts, and a lot of people think it's only available for cash buyers and for people with hard money. And what I've been doing is bringing my conventional mortgage guys or retail buyers into that space. And because of that, I'm able to charge everybody a fee to conduct those transactions. So the seller gets more, wholesaler gets more, I get more because of the spread. So that's one way. Second way is really wholesaler move out of the way and basically do a fee note for your commission. He was saying that he was going to do a double closing, and he thought that was his way around it, but that doesn't get around the seasoning period for the FHA. I don't know if it's 60 or 90 days. You guys can correct me, but that's not how it works, my friend. So he was adamant. He was telling me that he did $1 million in wholesale fees. Well, he wasn't telling me, but he was telling the guys $1 million in wholesale fees. But out of that $1 million, you should be taking at least 30% of that and reinvesting it into your education and training. Okay? So that's the kind of stuff that can get you put in jail. So we kind of indicated to him in a very, well, I didn't, because I was just really freaking out, to say, someone tell this guy to stop the madness. Yeah, don't do it. It's not worth your time. But he was really confident about it. And just because he was telling us about his relationships, I said, forget relationships, my friend. Read the book yourself. Yeah, go and call the bank. Speak to the HUD people yourself. Go and speak to the FHA people yourself. Yeah, don't trust any attorneys and stuff. Go and get it from the horse's mouth. Because you've got simple solutions. You might have maybe earned less. Because, you know, sometimes you're dealing with a seller and they're like, well, you're making too much money from me. And that's the reason why in some states they're forcing some of the wholesalers to get licenses now and also disclose how much they're making. I'm not sure if that's going to happen in New Jersey, but my thing is this. So what if I'm making money? I could disclose it to anyone. The seller gets what he wants. I get what I want. It's all about the relationship. So I always deal with sellers that I be completely transparent. I deal with sellers just to tell them the truth. And they'll either tell you yes or no. It's really as simple as that. I don't want to twist and turn. I've been doing this too long. And most sellers cooperate because if I'm making money, the seller may want 410. You know what, seller? I know you want 410. Darrell gonna give you 415. Yeah, so I make sure my sellers are taken care of as well. I don't need to nickel dime and you know, give them a little bit more so you can go on holiday, and we can do another deal someday in the future. And that's just really about relationships. So I'm gonna make a run now, guys. Just like I said, don't be a stranger. Let us know who you are. Let's collaborate, let's share information. If you're not on my Instagram, jump on my Instagram as well. I want to learn how to use this social media thing more effectively. So if you guys got tips and advice, let me know. I would take it from there. I hate snow. I hate snow, but it's a mind thing. I have to come out here and just get it dealt with. All right? So any questions before I leave, guys? Because, I hate when people preach to me one way. If you've got any questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to jump off the live and go inside and stuff. So let's check who we got here. All right, Marilyn. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to jump off, guys. Have a blessed and productive day. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care. My hands are frozen. I can't even switch this thing off. Phone is frozen. That's not good. Alright, I don't know if this video is going to save. The screen is frozen. Let's see. Nope.